Alright, so for the video reaction 5, we watched the TED Talk about closing the loop on feedback. Feedback occurs when the environment reacts to an action or behavior. For example, like the operational feedback is intended to give information about the business or firm's performance. In this video, he talks about how we are taught that constructive feedback is critical for individual or group success. And the data shows, though, that 90% of all feedback has no or negative impact on performance. And that the model of someone on thick ice telling someone that on thin ice that the ice is cracking doesn't work, whether you are in a family or in an organization. And there is a storm coming. He brought that up multiple times, how there is a storm coming when you are given the feedback or when all the feedback happens. So there are two sides to feedback: the giver and the receiver. And feedback is something that we have in all aspects of our life. We have it at home with our families, we have it with our friends, we have it at work, we have it at school, we have it when it comes to sports. We have it literally in all aspects of our life. In the beginning of the video, the speaker talks about the loop of feedback. And he has, for the example, he has a circle with arrows, and the words that are in it are integrate, solicit, listen, assess. And it really does just go in a circle. Like, it doesn't stop. And in the core, he had time, emotion, and context. The speaker talks about how it's all about how you imply the feedback. And he also states that the receiver has all the power. But that's not how we see it at work. The way we see it at work is that the giver has all the power. For example, the manager gives you feedback. Let's say they say that you are not. I'll just give an example at work. I work at a daycare, so the manager tells me that I didn't enter one of the checks right, or that for feedback you put the wrong check number in. I had to fix it next time, double check and make sure you do it right. It's all about how I take that. I could take that as, oh my gosh, I did it wrong, I can't believe it. And or I could take it as, okay, I'll do better next time, I'm sorry. And that's something that I've had to get used to, because I used to be a teacher's assistant, and now I am the assistant administrator. So I did have to learn a lot and take her feedback and use it towards positive to, she doesn't have any bad intentions giving me this feedback. It may be negative, but instead of going into my shell and being like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it all wrong, I can take it and say, okay, next time I'm going to do better. Like I said, it's all about how you imply it. But at work, we don't always see it as that. We see it a lot of the time as negative, because a lot of people don't like being told that they're doing something wrong. He states that feedback is the magic of life, and how feedback is in devices and in relationships, which made me kind of think feedback really is in devices, even to the point of Instagram, like, we'll post a picture and the feedback in likes and in comments reassures us, which is crazy. Like, feedback is, as I said multiple times, in every aspect of our life. Feedback makes us better, but at work we feel bad, or employees may perform worse. But that's almost one of those things of you have to have tough skin. Like, rather than feeling bad about the feedback, say, okay, I will do better next time, or I will change that, rather than looking at it and being like, well, I tried my best. Like, look at it as positive, like, even if it's hard. But at the same time, it's important that the giver of the feedback knows the right way to give the feedback, because there are bad ways. Like, I've done it before, said it, and it's come off wrong, and I'm like, wow, I should have explained it better. Feedback, when it's trying to all be organized and overanalyzed, can be a mess. It can be, the word he used for it was, it can be a fuzzy map. And when it is like that, a lot of people go into a defensive mode. But it is important to become better at providing the feedback. And that's, like I said, in the giver. Find better ways to give it to people and to make them, I think some of the times people ball up or get defensive because they feel as though they are being, like, they're getting like a punch knocked at them, or they're being treated stupid, I guess. And it's important to remember that every single person has emotions, and that their emotions drive the people. So if you build them up and say, okay, like as a coach, for example, I could tell one of my girls, you did that serve wrong again. Why are you taking 5 steps rather than taking the 2 steps that I've told you 4 times? But to provide better feedback, I could just say, okay, so-and-so, we're going to do this one more time. I'll do it with you. Remember, step, toss, hit. There's so many ways to treat them better and to make them feel like you care, and you care about their emotions, to get more progress and to continue to build. Overall, I think this video was good, and I feel like I really did learn a lot from this video.